Hello and welcome back to our Moroccan adventure. Day 3 at our beautiful riad in FEZ starts with a splash. We're lucky to have a fantastic rooftop view. From here you can see the city stretched out below us.
It's amazing being up here because you feel like you're coming up for air. The alleyways of the Medina itself are so tortuous and maze-like, and the scale is bigger than anything we've seen in any of the other places we've been so far. It's very, very easy to get lost, and we're going to throw ourselves into that maze today.
We plunge into the alleyways and head for the city's beautiful Koranic schools. This one, the Bouanania Madrasa, was built in the 14th century and is decorated with incredibly intricate tiles and woodwork.
The most famous thing about it is actually on the street outside is this thing behind me, which is a water clock that was built in the 30s and 50s. And no one knows exactly how the water part of it worked, but it released some brass balls that would fall into some bowls and make a noise to tell the time and let you know when it was time for the call to prayer. But they can't get it working again because they don't know exactly how it functions today.
We take in several other medieval madrasas with amazing views over the rooftops of FEZ. The tiles on religious buildings are fired the traditional colour of Islam. After we've visited a few, Lorna starts to pick up on a familiar vibe.
This is one of the upper floors of the Cheratin Madrasa, the third madrasa or Koranic school that we visited, and all of them are kind of laid out along these lines with student rooms off a central corridor, generally lots of beautiful wood carving and inlaid tiles. This particular madrasa is apparently one of the most prestigious, even if it wasn't the most lavishly decorated. So maybe a bit like Exeter College, Oxford, I'd say, because I think all of these madrasas are built along the same lines as Oxbridge colleges, all attached to the Caroline University, which is just around the corner. Will thinks it would have been more like Christchurch or Magdalen, but I'm not sure.
It being Friday, everyone else soon heads to the mosques for prayers, leaving the streets and alleyways deserted. We've got other plans though, and decide to go for lunch.
Hello from the rooftops of FEZ, where we are about to have a camel burger. We'll let you know how it goes. We've managed to just be, I wouldn't say fleeced, but we found a nice man who took us to a weaving shop where a man showed us how to weave, and we negotiated, we bartered, and
Not very well,
but he did say, "Are you a Berber?" because we negotiated so well. I took that as a compliment.
He says that to all the lads.
Not his first time, whereas it was my first time. Anyway, we've run out of money now, so this is the end of the holiday. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
Camel. McDonald's going to be adopting it anytime soon?
Well, I'll be honest. If I hadn't seen its name on the menu, I would not have known. But it's a very good burger. So, yeah, coming to a McDonald's near you sometime soon, I expect.
One of the most famous sites in FEZ is the Shawara tannery, dating back perhaps 1,000 years. It's a must-visit site, even if the smell is almost enough to put you off.
So we've got washing of the hides, chemical processes, and then dyeing. By chemical processes, it seems to mean putting them in a lot of specifically pigeon, we were told about. Our guide said, you've heard of Coco Chanel? Well, this is caca Chanel, and caca being the French operative word there. It was quite fun because we went down on the actual dyeing and washing baths. Quite fun, also very precarious. There was one particular void that I had to jump over, which was a big vat of poo on one side and a 30-foot drop on the other. So luckily I only had several £1,000s worth of camera equipment with me, but it all worked out. And now we're about to go through the hard sell in order to get out. Oh, and Lorna was given some lovely mint because the smell here is pretty pungent, as you can imagine, given what they're working with.
Our final stop of the day takes us on a half-hour walk outside the city centre, into what used to be the Jewish quarter. Even quite a short walk like this is now quite tiring for Lorna, who's still getting used to the idea of being pregnant.
There were around 25,000 or so Jews originally in FEZ, but particularly after the war in the 50s and 60s, most of them left and moved to places like Israel. And a lot of these synagogues fell into disrepair. There are a couple that have been restored, including this one, which was, I think, originally built in the 17th century, and various community groups have got together to restore it, and it's still used on special occasions. And what's particularly interesting is the mikvah down below, which is the ritual bathing area. I think it's one of the only ones left in Morocco.
On our way back, we walk past the massive walls of the royal palace and through the beautiful Janan Sabil gardens. As the sun sets, we think about the next exciting steps on our journey. Join us next time as we somehow find ourselves both in somewhere that looks like Switzerland and in the Sahara Desert. See you then.